All right, here we go. I know I'm getting a late start, but better late than never. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, Friday. It's Friday, people. It's Friday. And I'm your host, the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan. And this is American Mentellect Radio. But before I start, in Lord, I'm in I trust, and in Lord, I'm in I share this message. Good evening again. We are going to be speaking about black people. Should black people stand with immigrants? We're going to get into this because um, this country has a long standing history of thinking that we somehow, or so called black Americans somehow, have an obligation to stand with other so called oppressed people. Okay. Let me call my mother. She always wants to see me live. Give me a second. Just one of those days. It's one of those days. I'm on live. Mentech. I'm on live. On YouTube. Supreme American TV. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. And let me alert my people at TikTok. All right. All right. Guess who's live? I'm going live today. I'm live on YouTube. I'm on Supreme American TV. So tune in and catch me. We're going to be speaking about black Americans. Should they be caping for the immigrants? Should they be getting involved in these immigrant roundups? Because a lot of people expect black people to do that. Check me out now. Supreme American TV. Check me out right now. Also, we're going to be talking about a lot of things adjacent to that. So check me out. Okay. Guess who's live? I'm going live today. Okay. Live. Okay, give me a second. I was going to do this tomorrow. I had so much stuff to do. But I'm here. I wanted to get this off while this topic is how I want to weigh in on this. I wanted to weigh in on this little thing that's going on here. All right. All right. I wanted to weigh in on this little thing that's going on, and with the immigrants. There's the guy who got shot and unalived, as they say, out there in where was it again? Was it Minneapolis or Minnesota somewhere? And a lot of people are upset that black Americans are not participating in these protests. A lot of black people are upset. A lot of other people are upset that black people are not participating in these protests. And I really don't understand why, because whenever so-called black people get in any kind of issue or have been in issues with the government concerning civil rights or anything else, nobody really helped our people. Nobody really stood with our people, especially the people that are getting rounded up today. They didn't stand with our people. They didn't help our people. There is no such thing as a black and brown coalition. Black people, black Americans need to mind their business. Black Americans need to mind their business, especially now. You know what black Americans should be focusing on? Their families, themselves, creating better incomes. Exactly. Bronze race, stand up. Bronze copper colored race, stand up. Yes, indeed. Bronze race, stand up. Mm. Mm. A little dehydrated. Yeah. So-called black people need to learn to mind their business and stop worrying about other races, other groups of people, because nobody is concerned about us. That so-called black man, the bronze man, who was all up in the Venezuelan, that little dust up with the Venezuelan protesters. They called him an N-word. They told him to mind his business and that that's not his fight. And he should have took heed to that, because I don't know if by some chance black people think that, this whole looking for allies thing. Let me tell you something. The only allies that black people need is each other. That is the only allies that black people need is each other. It is an illusion to think that someone is going to help us. Nobody is going to help us. In fact, the very people that y'all people are, these Latinos want people sitting up here caping for, the very people who stand against us when it comes to reparations. They don't want us to get our reparations. They don't want us to be they don't want us to be compensated for all of the mismanagement of our affairs here in this country from our ancestors who were forced to work and slave conditions for nothing, who were forced to work for nothing. And you get people like a lot of these Latinos, a lot of these brown, so-called brown people, when we the original brown people, the bronze people, they sitting up here they would vote against us getting reparations, while in the meantime, these people are sucking up our resources. Why are black people fighting for people who are sucking up their resources? Why are you fighting for people who are taking up our tax money? It should be more of our people in support of these people being put out of this country, because I guarantee you, if it was the other way around and it was rounding up black Americans, you wouldn't see none of these brown people sitting up here stomping for us. In fact, they'd be trying to figure out ways to take our place. You wouldn't see none of these Africans stomping for us. They're figuring out ways to take our place. They'll be the first ones standing around. They'll be the first ones standing around talking about how we should get out of here, how we should be deported, how we bad on the country. They'll be talking against us because they'll be looking to take our place. You see, they're already looking to take our place. They're looking to copy our music, right? They're looking to try to act and be like us when we being accused of trying to be like them. We're not trying to be like nobody but us. Bronze-skinned people, first Americans, bronze-skinned people stand up, bronze-skinned people, copper-colored races stand up. The real first Americans stand up. So, whatever they got going on, they should deal with their own business. Because again, I'm seeing a lot of these immigrants when they come here, they get clicked in with the white establishment. They get lined up on the line with the white establishment, and they'll become law enforcement. They'll try to get in positions where, they are securing money for their people, and it's never no black and brown coalition. Hell, we're not even, again, this black thing. If we want to call somebody brown, it would be us, or as we say, bronze. But they do everything once they, get adjacent to Caucasian people. They do everything in their power to try to help erase our people, to erase who we are as a people. They do everything in their power to undermine us. So being that these people do everything in their power to undermine us, why are we trying to help these people stay here? Why are we expected to help these people stay here? It's bad enough our tax dollars go to these people. It's bad enough when they come into these neighborhoods, they're coming into our neighborhoods. Do y'all remember? Do I have to remind you about Chicago? Do I have to remind you about Chicago and how a lot of these Latinos are going into Chicago, and a lot of them are setting up and fighting against black people, attacking black people in Chicago? Little girl got attacked. A few people got attacked through these immigrants. You see, taking over whole blocks and, as gangs and sectioning the territory out in this, and they're illegals, right? Space is being made for them. Right? Space is being made for them to come over here, have a bunch of babies, and our tax money pays for it. Yet I never hear people talking about, oh, why is our tax money going to pay for illegals? I don't never see people, but the big dust up, the big problem is any thought of money going to our people, because they feel as though, or the people who are paying taxes feel as though something is being taken from them when it's actually not being taken from them. These would be the first people who are against our reparations, these immigrants, the first people, whether it be the African immigrants, whether it be the Latinos, whether it be Caucasians, they'll be the first ones against our reparations. They'll say that our money should go to them to support them. And they'll say, you know, what are we getting reparations for? Well, what do y'all get reparations for? What do the Indian reservations get reparations for? What do they get reparations for? What do Holocaust descendants of Holocaust survivors get reparations for? You see, as far as I'm concerned, those are all immigrant problems, things that went on in other countries. People who are in this country, and this country we paying out in our taxes. People that get money for whatever case, whatever they throw money for, anything but our people. So you damn right, I'm not pro anybody. I don't care if ICE sweeps these people up. I don't care. They should go back home to where they belong. They should go to their country and make and work out things themselves. Yes, they should. America should be closed to these people. And the only people that should be here in America, I'm going to just say it like this. The only people that should be here is first Americans, meaning so-called black people, first Americans, and bronze people, us, the real Americans, the first Americans, and, you know, the Caucasians, you know, and you know, I guess you could leave the Native Americans alone, even though a lot of them on the reservation, a lot of them are Mexicans from Mexico. A lot of those Mexicans, a lot of those illegals are running up on the reservation. That's why ICE is running up there and raiding the reservations. They hide on a lot of these reservations. They could pass for these so-called Native Americans. Okay, so no to supporting these people, because you know why they want us to support, because they know that everything our people tend to get behind, because we have a track record. Black Americans, so-called Black Americans, bronze skinned people, okay, bronze Americans, first Americans, we have a track record of standing up and fighting for our rights. You see, exactly. They are here economically to bleed out people financially. Of course they are. That goes without saying. These are the people who draining all of the public assistance, draining all of the welfare, getting EBT cards with $10,000 on it, just giving them money, just giving them resources to feed their children. And then they turn around and have, you know, a bunch of babies. But see, you understand why this is being done, because the white population here in America is decreasing and they need reinforcements. I'm going to say it again. The white population here in America has been decreasing. It's been on a steady decline for the last 15, 20 years, even longer, a little longer. I'm just going conservatively, I'm going to say about 15 to 20 years, they've been on a steady decline. More of them are dying, or more of them are, you know, dying off than replenishing themselves as far as births go. So when that happens, you start to see a big disparity in the numbers. You start to see a big disparity in the numbers, because at one point in time, Caucasian people were saying, or so-called white people were saying, that they are the majority here. They were saying that they were the majority. But now, with the numbers dwindling, and they're trying to replenish those numbers, and they just not replenishing those Caucasian numbers. They just not replenishing them. So what are they doing? They're going to rely on the illegals, or at least they thought they were going to rely on the illegals to help add to their numbers, which is what they've been doing, adding to their numbers. You see? Right? They're used to add to their numbers. They're the ones who come here and identify as white. A lot of these Latinos, they come here and identify as white. Hell, a lot of the people in the Middle East, they'll come here and identify as white, and that adds to white numbers. So when that starts to slow down and starts to look like a huge gap in between the people who are so-called black people, who are the real indigenous Americans, and the immigrants who are here, you start to see that we will outnumber them. And that's what they worried about. They worried about being outnumbered and not having some white adjacent people to help them, fend off, in their mind, what they perceive to be some sort of racial dominance. They feel that if our people's numbers, if we outpopulate their people here in this society, because we've been taught for years that so-called black people, that we are the minority in this country. We've been taught that for years, that we are the minority in this country, that, you know, this is a majority white country. And that happened, or at least it was thought to have happened, when they brought a lot of these people, a lot of these immigrants from Europe at the turn of the century. They were bringing them in from Ellis Island, because after the Civil War and after the Spanish-American War, well, no, not Spanish. I'm sorry, not Spanish-American War. I'm sorry, the Civil War. After the Civil War and World War II was taking place around this time, 1918, 1914, around that time. World War I was taking place. There was another war. I forget what the other war was, but it was wars and conflicts going on, and a lot of lives were lost, and just the mortality of these people who don't replenish fast enough. So what happened is they had to replenish their numbers. The government, they wanted more Caucasian, more European people in this country to act as allies who can go under the title of white. And it still continues to this day. That's why you got to ask yourself, why does the government help these people in one breath and then turn around and throw them out of here in the next? Well, the thought was that these people would be white adjacent. They would be a buffer class, a white adjacent class to, you know, shield them from actual contact with black people. Actual contact with black people, because you could even see it in the police force. When you look at the police force, who's the ones who are harassing black men? The ones who are harassing black men, of course, is the Caucasians, of course, but then you got a lot of Latinos now, you got Asians now, you got East Indians, Hindus now harassing, and they acting just like white boys. They acting just like white boys. You got Mexicans, you got all of them joining the police force, getting together and becoming the white adjacents, and they're the ones who bother, who attack, who harass black men. Right or wrong, they're the ones that get together. They take the police test. They get up here. Next thing you know, they are on the police force, and they get preferential treatment over black cops. I know this for a fact. They get preferential treatment over black cops. Okay. Why? Because they need that. They need that body count. They need the body count. They need to still appear as though they are the majority. But keep in mind, for the longest time, they were using these numbers to skew the actual population of Caucasian people, of the people who are allowed to refer to themselves white. Because keep in mind, white no longer just encompasses Caucasian people. It hasn't for a long time. Because when you hear white, you think automatically Caucasian people. White is another way of saying immigrant. They more or less worried about immigrants who are going to outpopulate the indigenous people. That's what it was always about. The black people are the indigenous people. The so-called black Americans, the bronze people, the bronze copper-colored races spoken of in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary as the real Americans, we were the majority, and they had to make sure that that wasn't the case. So that's why they brought all of these people over from Europe, the Italians, the Irish, everybody, German, all these people was coming in from Ellis Island into New York through the Statue of Liberty. Okay. They wanted to replenish those numbers. They wanted to make sure they had a buffer class of people. And as soon as these people came in here, they started becoming the police officers. They started becoming the firefighters. They were given city jobs. They were given places in government. They were becoming politicians. And the whole point of doing that, elevating them over our people, the whole point of elevating them was to keep our people down, keep the indigenous people in their place. This is why these migrants are still brought here to this day. Right? Because the powers that be, the U.S. government, the Caucasians who are in charge, the biggest thing, the thing they fear the most is our unification. They fear our unification as a people. They fear our unification as a people And also they fear that we'll wake up to the fact that we're not immigrants here, that we are actually indigenous to America. We are the real American indigenous people, or the so-called American Indians, not the Native Americans, but the real American Indians who've been in America and belong solely to America. See, this is what they don't want people to wake up to, this reality. And it's okay because it's happening already. It's all prophecy that our people, would become the last, and then they will become the first again. That's already prophecy. That's happening already. I find it, ironic how we sit up here and we, definitely claiming that we are first Americans, that we didn't come from no Africa or no transatlantic slave trade ships, no slave ships. We already claiming that as a reality and ready to stand up and back that up. And as we're simultaneously claiming that, you have ICE running up on these Indian reservations, these Native American, reservations, and running these people out of, U.S., sending a lot of them into Mexico. Okay, sending a lot of these people into Mexico where they belong. Exactly. The immigrants can't stand us, and that go for all of them. It's not just the ones that you see. I go for the Caucasian immigrants, because let me tell you something. The only people that are immigrants in this country, the only people who are not immigrants, let me rephrase that. The only people who are not immigrants in this country is us. Notice that. The only people who are not immigrants in this country is us. Remember, it was a time, y'all probably don't remember back then, a lot of y'all were very young. It used to be a time where white people would represent their country that they came from and put America behind it. Like they would say they're Italian American, Irish American, German American. Now it's this big thing to get them to sever their connections with their country. Sever their connection with their country. And when I say sever their connection with their homeland, with their motherland, wherever they come from in Europe, and act as though they're just American and that they're indigenous to this land. You know that, right? You hear them erasing where they come from in Europe, and they start talking like they American. They start talking like this is their country. They really talk like this is their country. This is a white country. Really? How is this a white country when our people been here before y'all? Black Americans, indigenous people, first Americans, us, the bronze, copper colored people, we was here before everybody. We've always been in this country. We watch Caucasians come here. We watch Native Americans come here. And let me just, like I said on my TikTok, I was like, they claim that we are indigenous through mixing with them, the so-called Native Americans who are not indigenous to America. They're actually Siberians. They claim we're native through mixing with them. But in actuality, we are indigenous through our own connection in America that has nothing to do with them. I told you about the Mayans and the Aztec, who were the first ones into North America thousands of years ago. That's how we got here from South America and Central America, and we came into North America. We had nothing to do with Africa, because you know how the Africans look. Two totally different cultures. But with that being said, that our people have this, or people expect us to have this affinity toward immigrants and other, people who are suffering and going through things. But then as soon as our people do that, as soon as we stand up for other groups of people, they turn around and hand us their ass to kiss. They turn around and hand us their ass to kiss because they try to align themselves with the Caucasians of the society. They try to align themselves with the white population of the society. And a lot of them will be accepted because they got the hair like them. A lot of them got that fair skin like them, so they'll be accepted. Biggest thing is the hair. They'll take the Hindus, the East Indians, who are very dark-skinned people, and they'll allow them into whiteness. They'll allow them into the covenant of whiteness. You see, in other words, they won't mess with them. They allow them into the covenant of whiteness. Whereas with our people, we will never be allowed into that covenant. Why? Because whiteness has nothing to do with color. I'm going to say it again. Whiteness has nothing to do with color. Whiteness has everything to do with you being an immigrant. You have to be an immigrant, and you can't blend in with the indigenous people, the so-called Black Americans. You know, the people who they've been trying to erase. That's why I tell y'all, get off that African American stuff, man. Get off that African American crap. Please get off that African American crap. And I'm gonna be honest, you so-called FBAs out there who listening, shout out to you. Y'all need to get off the FBA nonsense. We first Americans. We are first Americans. We are the first and only real Americans. We don't need no catchy acronyms to describe us or call us Black people in our country. Why the hell are we being called Black people in our country? Why are we being called anything other than American in our country? First Americans, original Americans, anything but Black, anything with something that is derogatory, that was meant to degrade our people. Why are we aligning ourselves with that? See, it makes it easy for people to co-opt our movements. Like I said in my live the other day, Black makes it easy for people to co-opt our movements. Makes it easy for people to co-opt our movements. Tell us whatever they want to tell our people, you know, make us feel as though we're supposed to participate in things that are not our concern. You see, we're not supposed to be participating in these things that are not our concern. Right. Soon as these Latinos, soon as they get over here into America, a lot of them, they start to align themselves with the white man. They align themselves with the Caucasians. They don't align themselves with us. They don't. The very people who they expecting you to fight for, talking about some Black and brown coalition, those very people expect you to align yourself with them. But then when it comes to our needs and what we want, they act like we invisible, man. They trying to take resources for themselves and for their community. And don't let their people get in any places of position. Don't let them get in any position, like in Los Angeles. Don't let them get on any community boards, anything where they in charge of money. They're going to direct that money away from our people into their people, to services for their people. Okay. So much for your Black and brown coalition. These people are not with us. Stop aligning yourself with these Africans. Because again, when y'all calling yourself Black and African American, even FBA, you still aligning yourself with Africans. Still, let's stop aligning ourselves with Africans. Stop aligning yourself with these brown people, these Latinos. Stop aligning yourself with anybody. Even this thing that with this guy Preddy, where the ICE, unalived him. Sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's not our problem. It's not our problem. Because that's the same approach people take when we going through things. They feel like it's not their problem. You see, they only concerned about their people. Black people don't know how to be concerned about their people. Exactly. The so-called Congressional Black Caucus is full of a bunch of immigrants. You see, they full of a bunch of immigrants. The so-called Congressional Black Congress is full of a bunch of immigrants. They're not here to help our people. They're here to help themselves. They're here to help themselves, and they're also here to be a buffer between the white politicians, the white political structure, the white establishment, and so-called Black Americans. So when these people come up here and act like, oh, we all Black, we all together, again, they represent the immigrant class too. These Black immigrants, a lot of them feel the same way these Latino immigrants feel. They want to side with Whitey. They want to side with Whitey. They want to side with Whitey. They want positions around them, and they want the privilege of looking down on our people. They want the privilege of looking down on our people. Now, whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? You know whose fault this is? Our fault. It's the fault of so-called Black Americans, bronze-skinned people, us. It is our fault. Why is it our fault? Because we sit up here and feel as though we got to stomp for everybody else when they're going through what they're going through, but that's not our issue. That's not our problem. It is not our problem to stomp for other people. It is not our issue to try and help other people. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be helping ourselves. If more energy went into us helping ourselves, then helping other people, we'd be further ahead than what we are. Let me move my second. We'd be a lot further ahead than what we are. My inhaler, stuffy in my office. We'd be a lot further ahead than we are as a people if we just solely focused on ourselves. But you know the problem, we don't know who ourselves is, which goes back to me saying the title of First American. Yes, we are First Americans. Yes, we are First Americans. Yes, we are the first and only real Americans. There was no ethnogenesis. We didn't come from Africa. Black Americans are indigenous to America. Do you hear me? We have no origins or ties with Africa. That is a lie. That is a lie to get us to believe that we are immigrants in our own country. That is a lie. We have no ties with Africa. We are not African Americans. We are not foundational Black Americans. We do not have black skin. We were here in America longer than any 500 years. We've always been in America. This is the only issue I have with the FBA thing. It's incorrect because number one, we don't have black skin. And number two, we are not any immigrants. We did not come here and have no ethnogenesis. We was always in America. There was never a time where us Black Americans who y'all confusing with Africans, there was never a time where our people were not in America. I said it. I'm not going to sit up here and agree with something just because it sounds in the FBA thing. I can't agree with that. I can't. Somebody put FBA. I can't agree with that. You see? No, First American makes a distinction between us and them. We're First Americans. We are Americans. We are not Africans. Because when you say you FBA, you got to, according to what Tariq Nasheed said FBAs are, Tariq Nasheed said FBAs are Black Americans who had an ethnogenesis, that people that came from Africa mixed in with indigenous Black people here, and from there, that's where we come from. We are that we are the product of that, and that's not true. That is not true. Our culture has always been in America, going back to South and Central America, from the ball games to the gold fronts. That was all our culture. From the foods we eat, that's all our culture. From our dances to our music, that's all First American culture. That is American culture. Okay, that is First American culture. This is why we dominate the culture here. This is why we dominate the culture, because our culture is American culture. We are by nationality American. And I say that because, and you see, when you say that, a lot of people go, well, it's white people who are Americans. Everybody in America. No, they are not. No, they are not. They are American immigrants. We are American indigenous. That's the difference. We've always been in this country, and we just need to celebrate who we are as Americans, First Americans. That's all we need to be celebrating. That's what will differentiate us from the Africans and everybody else, all the other immigrants who we stand up for as First Americans. That's what differentiates us. Not calling ourselves FBAs. That don't differentiate us, because anybody could come in and call themselves an FBA. Anybody could come in and say they foundational Black American. Anybody could cosplay and, like they say, and act like us. They could do that. They sit around and study us anyway. And again, this is why they want us to participate in these they want us to participate in these demonstrations in support of the immigrants. We should not be participating in any of that. Like I said, that guy learned his lesson, the one who was out there for those Venezuelans. And they told that guy, y'all seen that story where they tell a guy who was the Venezuelan, right? Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. Are you Black? Let me just stop for a second. I know Remnant Reanimated. I know you saying that because you used to saying that. You used to hearing that. That's a song from James Brown. Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. But let me tell you what the issue is with Black. Number one, we don't got black skin. Number two, Black was a title that was given to us by racist Caucasians. Okay. That's where the title of Black comes from. We didn't call ourselves Black people. You see, we didn't call ourselves Black people. We didn't call ourselves Black people. So why would you want to identify with something that we're not? Our skin is not black. Is your skin black? Remnant Reanimated. Is your skin black? If your skin isn't black, then how are you a so-called Black man? They can't cause that because they trace their roots back to killing chattel slavery South. But do you understand what I just said to you? The term Black came from racist Caucasians. So why would you call yourself Black people? It was meant to be an insult to our people. It was meant to be a class system in which they were calling the indigenous people us. The indigenous people, the real Americans, calling us black people while elevating themselves as white people. So now they call America, this is a white country. No, America is not a white country. You see? Why would you call yourself black when your skin is not black? Why would you call yourself black when that term came from racist Caucasians? Because whenever I ask the FBAs about black, the term black, I say, well, who called us black people? They got to admit that it was white people that did that. They're the ones that called us Negro, which is Spanish for black, because that was a way of erasing our people. Black is a term of erasure. I keep telling y'all that. Maybe y'all slow to understand this. Black was meant to be a term of erasure. When you black something out, when you redact something, you are erasing or covering it. So when you calling us black people, you're covering up the fact that we are the real Americans. You do know that, right? You're working against who we are as the real Americans of the society. When you calling us black people, you're working against who we are. You're helping the so-called the racist Caucasians. You're helping them to hide us. You're helping them to hide our culture. You're helping them to hide our history. You do know that our history does not start on no damn slave ships, that our history does not start in no cotton fields. It don't start on no plantations. Our history goes back before the Caucasians came here, pre-colonial time. We was always in America as the indigenous people. We came here as the Mayans. We came here as the Aztecs. That's who we are. We came through South America. We came in from Mexico. We came in through Central America, the first people of North America. That's who we are. We've been here. We have hundreds upon hundreds of tribes throughout the Americas. And when you hide that, when you call us black people, you're working against that history. You're helping to hide that history. You're hiding that history when you call us black people, when you simplify us down to a shade that doesn't even describe our people. And it's sad that so many of you so-called black people, I don't answer to the term black. I'm American. I'm American. I am American. First American. Keep the black. Keep the black, because I understand where it come from. And I hate in 2026 for our people to still be up here talking this black nonsense. In 2026, you still with the black nonsense. Y'all need to wake the hell up, man. In 2026, why are y'all still calling yourself black people? Don't you understand that's no different than calling yourself African American? Calling yourself FBA is the same as calling yourself African American. You know why? Because according to what Tariq Nasheed said, the man who coined the phrase or the acronym FBA, or Foundational Black American, he said, and I quote, that Black Americans are the product of an ethnogenesis in which they came from Africa, right? Or was brought in from Africa and mixed in with the indigenous black people here. And that through that ethnogenesis, we came. That's a lie. That is a lie. Most of the Africans that came into the Americas, they came through South America. They came through the islands. They didn't come into North America. That's why in South America, they practice a lot of those African religions over there. That Ogun, those Ogun gods, those African gods can be found, and all that voodoo stuff is practiced over there in South America. It's practiced in South America, and it's practiced in the islands. They didn't come into North America. Okay. So again, forget all this black nonsense, all that FBA nonsense. We're not doing the FBA thing over here. We those bronze skinned, copper colored people. We are those bronze people. Bronze people stand up. We are different shades of bronze. We got different shades of bronze, from beige complexion to dark bronze. We got different shades of bronze. We all family. We are all family. Okay. I got brothers and sisters lighter than, so we all come in different shades, and we come in different complexions. So why are we sitting up here letting people call us black people, and we stupid enough to go for that? I'm telling you, a lot of people are sitting up here claiming they representing us. They actually working against us. Because again, we shouldn't be accepting nobody to call us anything than what we are, American, or just first American. That's what we should be stomping for, who we are as first Americans. The hell with African American, the hell with FBA, the hell with ADOS, a descendant of slaves, the hell with all that black nonsense, the hell with Pan-Africanism, the hell with all of that. We first Americans over here, the copper colored people, the bronze skinned people. That's what we are. That's who we really are. We're not playing the black game no more. So miss me with the FBA nonsense. You see, miss me with that. No disrespect to the brother who was talking FBA in here, but we ain't doing the black thing no more. The black thing is dead. Black is dead because the only people who black benefits is racist Caucasians. Being black only benefits racist Caucasians. You know why? Because they sit up here and call us niggers. They sit up here and put blackface on and act like that, look like us when they look like a bunch of jackasses with black shoe polish on their face. And we sitting up here getting bent out of shape over that stupid shit. We getting bent out of shape over a bunch of stupid shit. You see? We don't even look like no black Africans. We don't look like them. We got full-on hairlines. And Mr. Tariq Nasheed, he sits up here and says that and talking about we had an ethnogenesis, we African. So then my thing is this. How come you constantly pointing out the differences between us and the Africans? If we come from them, then how come you always pointing out our differences? Our hairlines, we got full-on hairlines, our features are first American. Our features are indigenous to America. We don't have nothing to do with no African. Our blood types, the mass majority of black people in America got O blood types. That is indigenous blood. Look it up. That is indigenous American blood. That is not African blood. The majority of our people have O types in America. Okay? So miss me with the black nonsense. Miss me with the whole we came from Africa garbage. That's a lie. The hell with black. We abandoned Pan-Africanism. We abandoned blackness. We abandoned African-American. All that BS. No more. No more. Not over here. Not on Supreme American TV. We drawing the line. Only First Americans in Supreme American TV. First Americans. This is a First American platform. First American. The Supreme American TV is the First American platform for First Americans. We don't want to hear no FBA shit. We don't want to hear no African American shit. We don't want to hear no black shit. We don't want to hear none of that. We the bronze people over here. Those bronze people, those copper-colored people that are spoken of in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of American. You get that? You get that? So miss me with the FBA garbage. We're not sitting up here doing another Jesse Jackson remix of African American. Who the hell is Jesse Jackson or Tariq Nasheed for that matter to decide who 43 million of our people going to be calling ourselves FBA? Something he made up. The reality of it is that we American. That's it. That ain't something I'm saying or making up. That's the reality of it. We're the only real Americans here. Everybody else came from someplace else. And I'll be damned if we're going to sit up here and let somebody tell us who the hell we are. Exactly. Most of them are AB blood. And no disrespect to the Africans. No disrespect to them. You see, none at all. But we on a whole different time, man. We on a different type of time, man. We on a different type of time, on a different type of space. Our people are First Americans. We about the First Americans, man. We are the First Americans of America. And I'm going to just say that some of our people are in Africa. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of our American indigenous people, some of our First American people are in Africa. Because keep in mind, the racist Caucasians, they took a lot of our people from the islands and they took them into Africa. A lot of our people are in Africa. That's why if you see Africans who could grow hair, who got long hair, got afros or, hair, got full hairlines like us, like I said, those are Americans because real Africans don't grow hair. Real Africans don't grow hair. They men or women. They don't grow hair. I could still grow a full-on afro. I could grow braids and all that stuff. I cut my hair. I'm 55 years old. I got a full head of hair. I ain't got no bald spots. I ain't got to do none of that. I ain't got to fill in no blanks or nothing like that. I got a full head of hair. This is good American hair right here. We got the wavy, curly. We got everything from wavy to curly, the thick, rich hair, wavy, curly hair. The Africans got really tight BB buckshots, them little peppercorns, as Tariq Nasheed said, them little peppercorns. We got different hair texture. We got different hairlines. So how we come from them? How we come from them? If we came from them, we'd have the same hairlines and everything. We don't. So there you go. So let me say this before we wrap this up. I had to pop in here and do this. I'm going to be back during the week. Support my other channel. I got my other channel, the realest channel, the realest channel on YouTube. Buck Manhattan, that's my nickname, Buck. So support Buck Manhattan, that's me. Support this channel, Supreme American TV, the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan. Support both channels. And yeah, if you acknowledge what I'm saying as the truth, which it is, if you see yourself as first Americans, let me see the first Americans in there. Everybody put their hands up, those who see themselves as first Americans. Let me see by a show of hands in the chat, who the first Americans over here? Because first Americans is the only real Americans. First is only. First is the only real Americans. Let me see in the chat, put your hands up. Say, let me see by a show of hands, who are the first Americans? Who are the first Americans? And let me just go back. It's ironic how the oldest fossil found in America, in the Americas, because keep in mind, North America is just not only America. America is South America, Central America, Mexico, the islands. That's all the Americas. The oldest living fossil found in America is a so-called black woman. How is that? If the so-called Native Americans, who are actually Asians, they Siberian Mongoloids, how is it that the oldest person found in the Americas is a so-called black woman, not an African woman, a black American woman, a so-called black, bronze, copper-colored American woman? That's who Lucia woman is. She is not African. How was a so-called black American woman indigenous, being shown to be indigenous to America and shown to be the oldest person here? They still ain't answered that one yet, right? That proves that we are indigenous. She is our mother. Lucia woman is our mother. Okay? Lucia woman is our mother. She's our mama America, Mother America, Lucia woman. We stomping up and we raising for America. South America is the fatherland and North America is the motherland. We ain't got nothing to do with Africa. We pro-American. We pro-American over here. The first Americans, the original Americans. We pro-American. We ain't no Pan-Africans. We pro-American. We the only real Americans. Stop giving these white boys and all these other people who not even Americans, stop giving them that title of America, talking about America, KKK, and it's a white country. Ain't no damn white country, because if it was a white country, they should have started the damn economy here. We the ones that started the economy here, not them. We started the economy here. We fought in every war here. We the ones that really preserved the Union. We did. Because had it not been for us fighting on the side of the Union Army, the Confederacy the Confederacy was kicking the Union's ass. If it wouldn't have been for black soldiers, and Lincoln said that out of his mouth, if it wasn't for the black soldiers, the Union would have lost the war. And if they would have lost the war, the Confederates would have went their own separate way. And then over time, black people would have took over the Confederacy, because there was way more of us in the southern states than there was white people. So we would have eventually took over. That's why they had slaves fighting on the side of the Confederacy. It was black slaves and slave masters who was fighting on the side of the Confederacy. You don't know that. It was black slaves fighting with the Confederacy. Why didn't they fight their own damn wars? Why they ask us to fight in wars in this country if it's a white country? Miss me with that. Y'all got to wake up to real history, man. F this black history nonsense, man. F that black history nonsense, because black history ain't nothing but a bunch of made up Boule Sambo coon history. The real history is we American indigenous. You never hear none of these pro-black, Pan-African goofballs and whatnot. It's really a bunch of Boulets. You never hear them up here talking about we the indigenous Americans. You never hear them say that. They never say that. They make sure they try to keep promoting us as Africans. They make sure to keep promoting us as Africans. We nobody's Africans. We first Americans. So again, by a show of hands, let me see the first Americans in here. Who the first Americans in here? My family is indigenous to America. My family is indigenous to America only, not Africa, America. My family is from Virginia. My family is from North Carolina, Georgia. My family is indigenous to America, not Africa. Don't call me no damn African American. That's an insult. Just like calling us black is an insult. I don't care if you putting it in F, putting the F in front of it and an A in the back of it. It's still a damn insult no matter who calling us that. We are not black people. The hell with black. The hell with African American. The hell with Pan-Africanism. We first Americans over here. So if all these people here are first Americans, we acknowledge that we first Americans, those who are not part of our community, the first American community, the Republic of America, the first American community full of first Americans, we have our own American community, the Republic of America worldwide for first Americans all over the globe. We want all of our first American brothers and sisters to become part of the Republic of America. We want our first American brothers and sisters to join the Republic of America. Go to our site, ROA Worldwide, ROA Worldwide, ROA Worldwide, and become a registered first American in the Republic of America, our own American community. We're not doing no African thing no more black nonsense. The end. We're not even talking about no damn Egypt no more. We American. Just like that. Stop letting people try to make y'all foreigners in your own land. And also, we're having, again, you know what I'm going to say, support the First American Street and Music Festival. Support the First American Street and Music Festival. We're doing it again. Support the First American Street and Music Festival. It's going to be in May 2026, the 16th and 17th in Atlanta. We are celebrating our American heritage. We are celebrating who we are as first Americans. So support the First American Street Music Festival that's going to be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, and Rodney Cook Senior Park. Come on out. Those of you who bearing witness that we are first Americans, come out, support. We need your support. Please go to our Better World link down below and hit the link and donate to the First American Street Music Festival. If the link don't work, because sometimes YouTube be hating, they mess up the link, go to our Cash App. You can donate via our Cash App, $ ROA Collective, $ ROA Collective. And you can donate, put in there $10. You could do as much as 10, 20, whatever you feel like donating to the cause, to the festival. And we want you to come out. This is a family event. Donate $ ROA Collective. When you donate, please put for the FASM Fest, First American Street Music Festival, FASM Fest. That's what we call it. FASMFest.com. Go to our site, FASM Fest, FEST, FASM Fest, First American Street Music Festival.com, FASMFest.com. You'll see it in the link below. Go down to our links below. Support the festival. Donate. We need your support. Come on out. We're going to have a good time. It's 2 days of us celebrating who we are as first Americans. We're going to be wearing our feathered head crowns out there. Let me tell you, our feathered head crowns are the ones that go up in the air. We don't wear the Native American ones. That's theirs. That comes from Siberia. We don't rock their feathered head crowns. Where we going to have the feathered head crowns, the ones that go up, our real feathered first American head crowns of our indigenous ancestors who are American. So we're going to have that all out there. We're going to have trail rides out there. We're going to have live music out there. We're going to have DJ out there. We're going to be playing all the oldies, the goodies, the new stuff that sound good. If you want to perform at the festival, please reach out to our administration. The first FASMFest.com. Go to FASMFest.com. If you want to be a vendor, if you want to vend there, if you want to sponsor, if you want to perform, it's open. Go and go to the festival website, FASMFest.com, and just send us an email and send us your audition tapes or whatever the case is, what you're going to be doing, what you would like to do, what you would like to sell. There's a fee to vend there. Very affordable, very reasonable, but that fee goes toward the festival. It don't go in our pockets. It goes toward the festival because it's very expensive to put this on. We raising $24,000. We're starting to get sponsorship now from local businesses. This is what we should be doing as first Americans, supporting our own festivals and events. We're not looking for the government to do it for us. We're not looking for no outside people but us. But like I said, we accepting sponsorship, vendors, performers, all that. So go to FASMFest.com, send us an email, let us know who you are. If you want a sponsorship, you can set your table up there. You can, and again, it's going to be film live on scene. We're going to be live filming Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be out there speaking, running my mouth like I did last year. We did this last year. We had a decent turnout. We're going to make it even bigger. We're going to have the trail rides. We're going to have things for the children to do. It's going to be food. It's going to be merchandise. It's going to be the feathered head crowns. We're going to have our cowboy hats out there because we're the first American cowboys. We're the first American indigenous Indians. We're the first American everything. Hell, we first American, just like that. All right. All right. Yeah. F Black History Month. We ain't black people. F Black History Month. Because it ain't nothing but celebrating a bunch of boule sambos. They ain't telling the real history. They not telling the real history, which is our indigenous history here in America. That ain't got nothing to do with Native Americans. That ain't got nothing to do with Caucasians. We been here. And that's the real story we telling. The real account. So come on out and support us. Join the Republic of America, ROA Worldwide. If you feel that you in alignment with this, support my site. Also support American Indigenous channel, Sister Enron Vinzetta. Check her out. Check out Mike TV. Check out Dan Calloway. All the good people who are doing the historical work on this, the good work they do. Yeah, and check out my Mentellect channel. Check out Mentellect Patreon. Join my Mentellect Patreon channel. I constantly do shows every night, which I'm about to get ready to do in another 20 minutes. I got to get ready. So I'm about to close this out. So join my Mentellect Patreon page. Become a Patreon of the Mentellect channel on Patreon. Mentellect Patreon. You'll see all of it in the drop down below. But thank you for coming in. Thank you all for coming in. Oh, the hell with the troll. I want to thank you again. I'm going to close this out. Nominate Trust and the Nominate in this message. I thank you all for joining me. I'm going to close out with some good music. What I want to close out with. Always got some good music on hand. But I want to make sure I don't get those copyright strikes. I'm putting together my own music. I'm putting together my own music because I don't want no copyright strikes. We're about to release our own music. So I want to close out with something. I got a lot of music up here, but I'm not trying to get no copyright strikes. So, let me see. Something that ain't gonna get me no copyright. So I got a lot of music here. I like to close with that. Diamond Life. Good night.